Hey everyone, welcome back to the month ahead reading for the astrology forecast for September 2024 and the cards for your sign. Timestamps are below. If you're interested in the energies of what's coming up in September, like what the feeling and the vibe is in the collective, or you're into astrology and you want to know what the transits are, how that affects your sign, listen to the video in the first part of the video where I talk about all that. If you'd like to book a reading with me, the link is below. If you would like to join me on Patreon, the link is also below. All the links are below, and also if you click on the links part of my channel with the drop down menu, you'll see all the stuff there. Let's get into it. Okay, so September, Pluto is from the 2nd of September retrograding back into Capricorn. So this will be the last time this year is September, October, roughly off the top of my head, is that Pluto's back in Capricorn, and then it will go direct to fully go direct properly in Aquarius for 2025. So it won't go back into Capricorn at all. So if you're a Capricorn, you can, breathe out a big sigh of relief on this because Pluto has been, for the Capricorns, really changing their lives over the last many years, since 2008 when Pluto first went into Capricorn. It's been a hard slog, not just for the Capricorn people, but it's been squaring the Cancerian, who's been squaring not the Cancerians, been opposing the Cancerians. It's been squaring the Aries people. It's been also squaring the Librans as well. So yeah, it's been really intense energy. So like looking at that, going, okay, well, Pluto's going to retrograde back into the last degree, only to 29 degrees of Capricorn. So that's good to know if you know the astrology. But that is an anaretic degree, a critical degree. So we may see and notice in the collective in the next month, definitely in September, from the 2nd of September onwards for the rest of the month, but also into October, some kind of intense energies bubbling up, especially around things to do with politics and, power in the world, who has the power, all that kind of stuff can be coming back into focus in some way. Anyway, so other than that, we also, on the 2nd of September, when Pluto retrogrades back into Capricorn, we have a new moon, also in an earth sign of Virgo. So this new moon on September 2nd occurs on 11 degrees of Virgo. So what is the new moon in Virgo about? New moon in Virgo energy is about new beginnings in the area of your life to do with health, work, routine, well-being, also things like your pets, and also, things that you need to or want to detoxify in your life. So if there's something in your life that you think to yourself, this is really stressing me out and I need to make a change, or I need to improve something so that it feels better to me or works better to me, or improve some kind of system, whether it's work, health, or just routine related, or even something to do with your pets, if you have them. This new moon in Virgo can help with kind of reformatting, reconfiguring things, or improving things. So like I said, Virgo is about the practical matters. It's about our health and our work in particular, and pets if you have them. So all those areas can, or one of those areas for, depending on your chart, can come into focus. So, if you know your chart, look at where that new moon on 11 degrees of Virgo does fall for you. So that could give you insight. I will do more in-depth stuff on the new moon and full moons, like I have been doing for many months now over on my Patreon. So if you want to see every single month more information about the new moons and the full moons, and also the eclipses, and eclipse season is coming up this month, I do more in-depth videos on top of these videos. Like, for example, this video I just touched on the new moon, but I don't go into in-depth for every sign. But if you follow me on Patreon, I go through more details about it, look at all the aspects, and I'll talk about every sign, what to expect. So, and I'll do that for the eclipses and full moons as well. Okay, so back to September. We also have on the September 5th, Mars going into Cancer. Now, Mars is not well placed in Cancer at all. It is in its full sign. Okay, full meaning it doesn't express itself well at all. So Mars expresses itself, which is all around taking action, being forthright, knowing what to do, going after it and doing it, and not procrastinating. It does that well in Capricorn. It does it well in Aries, and also in Scorpio. It struggles in the sign of Cancer. So we're going to be dealing with this energy from September 5th of Mars in Cancer. Now, the signs that are going to be mostly affected, obviously Cancerians, first of all, because this could be a bit agitating to the Cancerians. And obviously from September 5th, if you're born at the very beginning of Cancer, you will feel this. If you're also born at the beginning of any cardinal sign, you'll feel this as some tension. So Aries, early degree, will feel this as tension and stress. Also, Capricorns can feel this as an opposition aspect and that kind of energy, like feeling like people are opposing what you're doing, or tension in the air with other people. Also, Libras can feel tension with this as well. But if you are born later in any of those signs I just mentioned, that's going to be more towards the next few weeks or so where you feel it. So just have a heads up on that. But anyway, so what we're going to feel with this energy of Mars going into Cancer is a bit of frustration around our emotions and how we feel about taking action around things, or feeling like we can't take action possibly, because it can be a feeling of being a bit stumped or a bit stuck, or held back in some way, or that your emotions are taking up too much energy, that they're draining you of your ability to actually take action. So that can be a Mars in Cancer energy, or struggle, I should say. So from September 5th, be aware that the energy around taking action can be stifled or frustrating or frustrated. And people can be feeling much more emotionally reactive as well, or more emotional. And especially around family issues, but just in general, because Cancer rules the family and the home life. And if you're someone that's ruled by Mars, so anyone that's ruled by Mars, Aries people, Scorpio people, Sun, Moon and Rising, you will feel this as a difficult kind of gnarly energy. Sorry to tell you, but yes, for the next few weeks or so. Okay, other than that, 10th of September, Mercury moves into one of its home signs in Virgo. So Mercury in Virgo is a good sign for Mercury. It's very quick thinking. It's very efficient. So this helps us, being that it's in its dignity home sign, like I said, to feel organized, to get organized mentally. So it's on the mental plane. This is a good time to write lists out, to what else? To organize things, to declutter, to get rid of things, to look at where you can cut down on certain things. Like if you're overspending, cutting down on overspending. If you're, doing too much of something, to cut down and simplify, but also look at how that's going to improve your life in some way. Because remember, Virgo is all about improvement. Now with with Mercury in the sign of Virgo, and mind you, we had Mercury in Virgo previously, but it did go retrograde back into Leo, so it's coming back into Virgo again after the retrograde. So the retrograde ends at the end of August, by the way. Yes, so this is good for organizing your work stuff, organizing your health, getting on top of things. Like I said, decluttering, but also tidying things up. And like if you need to go through a closet and go, I'm sick of seeing my closet just a mess, I need to organize things. Or, if you've got kids, one of your kids' rooms just like, they're not on top of things, that. Or paperwork or admin stuff, whether it's at work or in your home life. It's a good time to get organized. Then on September 17th, the big news, we have the full moon, partial lunar eclipse, 25 degrees of Pisces. Okay, so if you are a Pisces with anything around this degree, this is going to be pretty intense for you. It can feel in one way, if it's, say, your ascendant, say your rising sign is 24, 25, 26 of Pisces, you could feel this as a debilitating type energy, like it could feel emotionally draining for you. There could be something very emotional that happens, or there could be like an ending around something emotional for you. It could be to do with another person. For example, if you're a Pisces rising, if this is in the area to do with home life, if you've got Pisces on the 4th house, this can feel like there's some kind of ending around your home life, or some kind of change of energy. But this is also a very spiritual energy. Neptune on the positive side is inspiration, creativity, tapping into higher divine energies, being tapped into spirit messages from loved ones who have passed, or receiving messages through dreams as well. So you could be more open during this time with the lunar eclipse. But for some people, it's going to feel either very emotional, confusing, or draining. So depending on each individual and what their chart looks like. If you have stuff around 23 to 27 degrees of Sagittarius in your chart, like your rising sun, moon, you could find this confusing or overwhelming. same for the Geminis as well, and the Virgos, it might be more so around relationships. But yeah, for the lunar eclipse in Pisces, this is a very spiritual energy coming in, but you know, use the energy wisely. And if you know, for some people that are in a heavier energy of Pisces energy, like alcohol addiction, any kind of addiction, escapism in a negative way, this can feel very overwhelming to those people. Make sure at this time that you're looking after your mental health and the balance of your mental health at this time as well. Anything spiritual could be quite strong, like prayers and things like that, if you're so inclined. All right, moving on from that, the 23rd, Sun enters Libra. So there's a new focus there on relationships and social activity, being around other people or what other people need from us. So it can be more of a social time, it can be more of a relationship focused time, but it is important with the Sun in Libra because it's in fall position, which is not an easy position for the Sun. If we are overextending ourselves to others, or if you know you're someone that has a lot of Libra, you might find this energy also a little bit draining. But happy birthday to the Libran people out there anyway. But yeah, so the Sun goes into Libra, which is a light energy. It can be good for social connections, but it could also be negative for like people being passive aggressive, or people not wanting to, you know, speak up what's on their mind because they don't want to offend others, things like that. The 24th, Venus enters a detriment sign in Scorpio from the 24th of September. So this is, you know, Venus in Scorpio is kind of heavy. It's very serious about relationships and very intense. And, you know, it can bring up some power struggles with others, possibly female energy around you. But, you know, it depends again how it factors in your chart. If you've got Venus in Pisces, well, this is going to make a trine aspect. Or if you've got, you know, Pisces energy, it's going to be positive for you. If you've got any other, you know, water sign, what's the other water sign? Cancer. Yeah, so Cancer and Pisces it's good for. Also good for Virgos and Capricorns. Yeah, so, you know, it's just more intense. We feel more obsessive and intense about love at this time. We may obsess about love, romance, relationships, feeling things very deeply as well. And possibly being a bit compulsive or overly intense. 27th, Mercury then also follows the Sun after it entered Libra on the 23rd, and the 27th Mercury enters Libra. So Mercury in Libra is all about balance and fairness and justice and equality. So we may be very focused on those types of issues. You know, when Mercury moves into Libra, we're going to be more conscious of how we come across to others in our communication. We all tend to be more sort of easygoing in our communication and be like, yeah, that's fine. Even if people like, you know, that's Mercury in Libra is like the classic, yeah, that's fine, but they're not really fine with it, but they just say that, which is not always a bad thing. Sometimes, you know, we don't need to have conflicts in it, you know, every other conversation. So that's the energy of Libra, is like harmony and focus on harmony, peacefulness, fairness, equality. But Mercury in Libra, you know, that energy, if you've got that personally, you will speak up when something is unjust for sure. But generally speaking, you try to be easygoing about your communications. So that's the energy that we'll have from the 27th of September. Anyway, so that's the general astro, guys. So the next part of the reading is me doing the cards for each element. So we'll start with the fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So I've just got one tarot deck this time, and an animal deck and the unicorns. I might use the astro dice. We'll see how I go. All right, so Aries, Leo, Sag. What are the energies for the fire signs in the month of September? Like I said, the full moon lunar eclipse on the 17th. If you're a Sagittarius, that's going to be a bit hard for you if you've got anything around 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 of Sagittarius. But anyway, let's see for all fire signs what's coming up. Okay, we have the Five of Pentacles. So this is about your money, your finances, your work situation. Also can be your health. So it's saying look after your health, look after your finances. Some of you may be worried about health or finances or work situation at this time. This one flipped over, which is the Seven of Cups. So it's showing you've got some options available coming up. with the Seven of Cups this month of September. So this could be options with work, options with relationships, options with how you handle your emotions, options with what you're choosing for yourself. So something's coming into your awareness of how you're choosing to focus your emotional energy. I'm actually getting also, there's a message here of like in the past maybe reacting in certain ways that wasn't really helpful to you. That's what I'm getting here. It's like emotional reactions with the Seven of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. Like it sort of previously wasn't leading you to feeling good. So maybe you're choosing based on recent experiences that you've had, like a new way of seeing life or a new way of choosing your emotional responses based on a different perspective of life. Queen of Wands. So we have fire energy coming up with the wands here, which is interesting. So this is an interesting energy because it shows that this month of September there is something that's sparking your passion in some way and your intuition. And this is a very strong energy, like feeling quite bold at some point. We have chameleon for you. Stay in the background and adapt to the situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events. How interesting, because I just said you're feeling bold. And then we have a bit of a warning saying, well, don't be too bold. Like, make sure that, you know, you're not over, is that saying over egging the pudding? Like overdoing something in front of other people. And it's not about showing off or that kind of vibe. It's something different. It's like about letting people know too much of your emotions or your thoughts for some reason. And that's interesting because we do have at the end of the month Venus going to Scorpio, which is much more secretive energy. So I don't feel like it's saying be completely secretive, but it's saying just be mindful of what you're communicating to others. You may be around people who, I am getting the workplace with this, like around people who maybe a bit annoyed by things that you're saying because you're quite bold, and maybe they just like, and look, I'm not saying dim your light for other people, but there may be a reason this is coming up. It's chameleon comes up as a bit of a warning energy, okay? And it doesn't have to be like all bad and dark, but it just maybe a hint for something that is to your benefit here, to be a bit more mindful of what you're communicating to others. Go with the flow, relax and trust, accept what is happening. Wow. Okay. So with this, for fire signs, for September, it is saying, clearly it's saying go with the flow, but it's talking about not resisting issues and challenges and possibly obstacles that might come up. So it could be one minor thing that just throws you off and you're just like, damn, why did that have to happen? That really throws me off. And sorry about the siren in the background. Oh, and, you know, you might be feeling like, oh, woe is me, why did this have to happen? But the thing is, what I'm getting, it's happening for a higher reason. And you are in a flow of somewhere that you're meant to be going, and it's because of something coming up that might be a challenge, but it's actually leading you where you need to go, if that makes sense. Gemini, Mercury, and Sun. Interesting. So Sun, Gemini, Mercury, which is... Mercury and Gemini are very connected because that's like the ruler of Gemini is Mercury. So this is definitely about your thoughts and... Yeah, interesting. Gemini is the type of energy where something happens, they don't really hold on to it. They just kind of keep moving. And this is what it's saying. Don't overanalyze things that are happening in the month of September, and just go with the flow and you'll be way better off, is what I'm getting. At the end of the day, listen to your own intuition, but that is what I'm getting for you guys. Okay, moving on to who have we got next? I'm going to do the water signs. Yay. All right, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right, water signs. So you do have Mars, like I said at the beginning, going into Cancer from September 5th. So that can make some of the Cancerians feel, you know, a bit agitated by things. Like I said at the beginning, if you're born at the end of Cancer, it's not going to affect you till later on in the next few weeks. If you're born at the beginning of Cancer, you'll feel it. If you're a Pisces or Scorpio, this is going to energize you a bit more emotionally, or trigger your emotions a bit more. You might be feeling like you're forced to analyze some difficult emotions coming up. Water signs, what have we got? Three of Cups. This is reunion energy. This is friendships. This is soul tribe, soul family, people in your life that are, you know, in your life to help you grow. It can also be for, interesting, it shows Mercury in Cancer, so the sign of Cancer comes up here. About reconnecting with friends from the past, or people that you haven't seen for a while, or maybe in this month you've got something coming up, an event involving, you know, going somewhere, a reception, a wedding, an engagement, a party, a baby shower, you know, so it could be anything like that. But Cancerian energy is like family, events. So like, that's why I mentioned those things that I did mention. But also can be just like catching up with friends that you've not seen for a while, you know, and even catching up with someone that you've disconnected from potentially. So this, I'm getting the word reunion. So that, you know, it's going to be different for everyone watching, but that's what I'm getting. Let's see what else for water signs. Okay, interesting, because the fire signs had this, the Five of Pentacles. So there can be some worry about finances here coming up. The fire signs had this, like I said, so it's weird that it's come up again. Maybe a lot of people are going through some, I mean, there's definitely stuff going on. Obviously, as we know, it's been going for a while with the economy, and people are feeling it. So the Five of Pentacles can be you feeling one of several things. Maybe, you know, worries about finances, but also for some, it could be feeling a bit lonely and needing to connect more socially with others. Okay, so this is encouraging that energy is what I'm seeing, to connect and socialize with others more. You had rattlesnake flip itself over. It says the experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. Whew, that's intense. Okay, so you know, you might be going through water signs. You might be going through a lot in the month of September. You might be feeling some kind of transformation, some kind of death and rebirth, or, you know, change with regards to, you know, for example, who you used to be and who you are now, and that kind of thing. So this is saying, like, allow some kind of shedding or transformation or ending. You know, it could even be for some of you letting go of an old friendship. Okay, that could be something that comes up. Let's see what else with the Astro Dice for the water signs. You have South Node, Virgo, and Jupiter came up. Interesting. Okay. South Node's interesting. It's come up because I did say with the rattlesnake letting go, and the South Node is about releasing. Okay. Now, Jupiter and Virgo, for some, it could be something around a work situation, or, you know, a previous contact or friend from work, or something along those lines. But there's a purification energy that I pick up on. So it could be also a healing thing that you're going through as well. Some kind of spiritual, physical healing. Let's see what else comes up for water signs with the unicorns. Oh, we have 2 cards that dropped out. Wow. You have Violet Flame. Invoke the Cosmic Diamond, Violet Flame. Transmute all that is not love. That's crazy. Exactly what I was saying. Transmutation is really connected to this energy, which is releasing, you know, shedding that skin, transforming things. You have the freedom of truth. Communicate honestly, be who you truly are, water signs. Wow. Number 12, which is a 3, which is about communication. So for water signs, that's a very strong message to you. There might be a truth that you need to speak to someone, you know, speak up about a truth in a relationship or with a friend, or someone that, you know, you feel like you didn't get to express something with, and that's going to be important to you. That could be anytime, but it could very much be when Venus goes into Scorpio, which is around the 24th of September, or it could even be around the lunar eclipse on September 17th, because that is in a water sign. It's on 25 degrees of Pisces. So that could be stirring up a lot of emotion for the water signs, in particular the Pisces. So Pisceans. So speaking your truth may be something that comes up as some kind of important thing this month. Okay. Okay, earth signs. Let's see what's going on for you guys in the month of September. Virgo. Oops. That's not meant to be facing. That was from the other reading. I must have put it in the wrong way. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. What have we got? The Star. Aquarius. Interesting. So Aquarius and the Star is about envisioning your future for the earth signs. Like, what do you really want to do with your life? Like the big questions. But also it's a healing card. It's a card about having faith and trusting the unfolding events in your life without feeling you have to have everything worked out in advance. Oh, interesting. That tried to come out before, and there it is again, the Queen of Wands. So I feel like this coming up for the earth signs is saying, if you've been struggling in the month of August, this is a better energy for you with the Star and the Queen of Wands. It's a very passionate, bold, exciting energy. It seems to be suggesting that in September things will be a bit more positive for you. And I'm hearing friendship, so there could be something around friendship. Wow, interesting. I was just saying things are looking more positive for you, and have the wish fulfillment card come up, the Nine of Cups. So yeah, that's definitely a confirmation of that. It looks like it's a good month for the earth signs. You've got positive energy around friendship, around just how you're feeling in yourself, and feeling more in control of your life in some way, and there's good things happening around you. So the Nine of Cups, like I said, it's a wish fulfillment card, but it's also, you know, it's funny, she's almost skeptically looking at the cups. So maybe something's coming in that you're a bit skeptical of, is what I'm feeling, but you need to trust it, is what I'm getting. But again, always listen to your own intuition. But if you feel like something good is happening and you're feeling like, oh, is the universe going to trip me up, or, you know, it's kind of like your perspective on things, like try to stay positive is what it's saying, rather than negative mindset. But of course, always trust your intuition with any offers that come your way. We have the Roadrunner. Keep your sense of humor and don't take things so seriously. Yes, us earth signs, we do tend to take things sometimes a bit too seriously. So it's a good reminder to just sort of, you know, have a lightness of being with your perception on things. And that also relates with the Aquarius. Okay, what do we have here? Something's flipped over. We have Cosmic Sapphire. Wow, that's a cool card. 33, which is a master number. Act with humor and integrity. Speak your truth. That's the second card that actually specifies having a sense of humor, tapping into humor. So yeah, there might be something where you've got to laugh at something and just kind of not take it to heart that comes up this month. But also it can be tapping into things that just give you a feeling of release from laughter. So like watching comedy films or watching stand-up comedy, or just laughing with friends, bringing in this energy of lightness to sort of lift your spirit. They're saying this is in your control. This is something that you can do, is what I'm getting. It's a good message for the earth signs, I feel. All right. So remember, earth signs, don't take yourself or life too seriously this month. There is some really positive stuff coming in and you'll be feeling a lot better than you did in August. All right. And lastly, the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What have we got for you guys for September? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Two of Cups, soulmate connection, and we have the King of Wands. So this can be someone that has fire energy in your life, so Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, and it's a beautiful relationship here. So there's someone either that you already have in your life that you have this relationship with that's coming into positive focus for you very strongly this month, or, you know, it could be a new person coming in with the fire energy. But if you already know this person, like if you already think, okay, I've got a fire sign in my life, well, they are speaking about that person. And what they're showing here is like you have someone in your life that, air signs, is at this time helping you in some way or positive for your life in some way. And look, these are general readings, so obviously take it with a grain of salt. You know, I'd have to look at your own personal situation to go deeper. But somehow this person, even if you had ups and downs with them, or even if you're not sure about them, it's saying this month the energy is good around this connection somehow, or helpful to you somehow. Okay. Let's see what the animal message is. We have Cardinal. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance. Do whatever is necessary to bring them back to equilibrium. So that is about balance, finding balance. So for the air signs, this is saying, you know, you are out of balance in some way, and like it happens to all of us. Sometimes we're working too hard. Sometimes we're just pulled in every direction, or we feel like life is going at too fast a pace. Whatever it is for you personally, air signs, that's coming up, it is saying to take a break, take a step back in some way so that you can feel balanced. And look, for some it might even be this relationship. That can be another way that I read that energy, is even though you feel very connected to this person, you might be thinking, you know what, I need a break, or I need, you know, a bit of space, or, you know, if you've been going out with someone or talking to them constantly, maybe you just want, you know, a week of quiet, you know, whatever it is. It can be something like that as well, but it might be the opposite to that. Maybe you're not spending enough time for some people and you need to spend more time. But I think it's more like getting space for the air signs, because you are an air sign and you do crave space. Create your vision. Do what makes your heart sing. You're being nudged forward. 3. Very interesting. So 3 is about communication on all levels. So when in doubt, communicate, but also communicating with your higher guides and spiritual beings. And this is saying, you know, do what makes you feel happy and follow that and trust that path. So rather than people pleasing or doing what you think you're meant to be doing. And look, we don't always have the choice to do everything that we want. Obviously, this is life on Earth. We have restrictions. This is a Saturn realm. We have to deal with restrictions and responsibilities. But your message this month is where you can find space for yourself to actually tap into what your soul really wants and needs. Listen to that and go with that. Okay. So those were the messages for the month. Like I said, if you want to book a personal reading, you can through my website. And if you want to join me on Patreon for the monthly updates in depth on the new moon, full moons, and eclipses and more, please come and join me. I'd love to see you there. Thanks, everyone. Have a great month. Talk to you next month. Bye.